I think. Alright, just getting the stream set up. It's weird hearing myself. Turn that off. I've made quite a few changes to the app here recently. I even bought a domain so that it's actually public and at this point can be used by anybody really. It's d2companion.app. Definitely would be interested to see if any other Guardians out there give this a try. I added in a little feedback option down here, so this will send me the information that people fill out here if anybody does fill out anything. So let's actually make the app full screen real quick so you guys can see. So there's always going to be this little feedback thing down here at the bottom. Made some changes to the search. So now by default it's setting to highlight mode. I'm not sure if that was something that I set or not, but you can do the filter versus the highlight mode. I'm not really need to definitely change the layout. I don't like how the whole entire layout of everything changes when you go into that mode, but highlight's definitely good for being able to see things and wanting to know, you know, duplicates or if we're looking for our mint retrograde, like, you know, super simple. If we need something that's arc, super simple to see, you know, submachine gun. It's a lot easier, I think, to see this in this highlighted version than what we had before, but oh yeah. Where's my iPad at? Get the Twitch stream going too. Should be able to dual output. Now I have set up so we can get it working. I don't know. I'm back. I think I am. OBS crash. I don't know. I'm back. I think I am. OBS crash. I don't know. I'm back. I guess it would help if I didn't have the stream also playing the audio. I was wondering what was going on there. Let's see, what else did we do? I built the cleanup flags into the database so that this persists across devices. So if you sign into, let me switch this back now. If you sign into your account on a computer or sign into it on a phone, and you know, you set up inventory flags for different things. Like mine currently, I just have it set to low roll, which is kind of like the default name, but I'm looking for anything that's under a gear stat of 75 with you know, tier being less than 70 or being less than 5. So when I go look at my armor, I can see right away this armor piece is 72 and it's a tier 4. So honestly, this can just get dismantled. Like these pieces here that I have literally multiple, if we do duplicate, you know, these pieces that I have multiple copies of the same one, we're not gaining really anything by keeping these when we have a 75 maxed tier 5 piece that has the set bonus. It's going to be a different story for some armor pieces that don't meet this requirement, like this piece right here that you can see is flagged, but I only have one of these. I'm not going to dismantle this because it's the only piece I have, so kind of what I'm thinking there. But I store that in a database because I was previously storing it in browser cache, and then I cleared my browser history and all of my tags and everything was gone, and I was very upset. And that included all the notes on my weapons, which brings me into another really cool thing that I built. At least I think it's really cool. So the way that I want to clean up my inventory is I go through each of these items. I go to this little light.gg link here, which shows me basically what the popularity is, and this uses other players' inventory. I'm not sure if the setting is opt-in, but it's somewhere in your Bungie settings. If you go to your Bungie account, there's like a checkbox that allows the APIs to read player inventory that's not equipped inventory. So by default, I think the API can see what other players have equipped, but it doesn't see what they have in their vault. Whereas if you have this checkbox enabled, then it can see what they have in their vault. So basically what's happening is it's taking this main ingredient here and it's looking at everybody else's main ingredients that they have and saying, like, this is the most popular stat roll distribution. Like, these are the ones that people have equipped or have in their vault. So it gives me kind of a good idea of what's good and what's not. Like, I don't want to have something that's like an F tier rating when I can have something that is an S tier rating. But basically what I do is I come in here, I look at this rating, and then we'll close this tab. I'll come back to this, and then I would type this out, whatever it was, and I would save it. And then basically when I would look at my inventory, like, let's see if I've got one that I've already done. So like this Nameless Midnight, this one is an S tier according to the stat. We've got accurized rounds, triple tap, kinetic tremors. I mean, that's a pretty freaking good roll. So that's an S tier versus this Nameless Midnight, which has got Zen Moment and Head Seeker. It's also got explosive payload, which could potentially be good, but I can look at like this A tier one. I have explosive payload on it, so right off the rip I know I'm just like, this can go away. There's no reason for me to keep it. And you can see that was instantly as soon as I drug that over to my side there. So now I know that I can dismantle it. That's a 550 piece. So what I typically like to do is look for weapons that I have that are exotics that are not 550. So just trying to look for one that I want to actually infuse this with. Because I need to also work on some catalysts here too. That's 540. I guess we'll just do this. No time to explain. So I bring this over. Got a 550. And then I can comfortably dismantle these because these are the same thing. Hit control, move that back to my vault. Just freed up 3 spaces in my inventory, and I brought a weapon up to 550. And I don't have to like really second guess anything. Like this down here, this is a BBA versus, you know, this is a triple S. Why would I keep this? So I basically go through and I start to see where I have duplicates, like what I have and I look basically, I say, okay, well, if there's any C's in here, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of those. And then, like in a scenario where I have a bunch of AAA or AAS, then I start with, okay, well, if there's a B, then I'm just going to get rid of it. And kind of just work my way until, and I mean, I'll keep some duplicates where maybe there's some good perk combinations that I, between the two, and the only difference between it being an S tier is like, a magazine or something, then it's not the end of the world. But when your vault has 1,288 full spaces and there's only 1,300, kind of makes it hard. And I don't want to be playing inventory manager while I'm playing this game. And I hate to dismantle things that I have spent time trying to earn. So I want to keep, my S tiers, lock these things in, and keep it forever. But the unfortunate thing is, for this game, there is more weapons. There's 1,600 weapons in this game, and you only have 1,300 vault spots. So it's an unfortunate aspect of it. I have 992 of them, but nonetheless, I don't want to be playing inventory managers. So that was the whole concept behind it. And then after losing my browser history stuff, I decided that what I wanted to do was see if there was a way that we could just pull the information ourselves. So I sent Claude Fable 5 off on a task to basically pull the information for me. So now all I have to do is hit this grade button, and it tells me what the perk combinations are. So overall, this is an A minus, a B, and an A. So now if I click on this, it took a few iterations to actually get it correct. Did Chrome crash on me? Let's try that again. There we go. So we can see that's an A minus, a B, A. A minus, B, A. So that just saves me from having to even go and look at it is. And then this one, you can see this copy can reach A. So it's already a triple A, but something else, I guess, is slightly better by putting on lead for gold. So we can put that on, hit grade again, and it tells me the equipped roll is the best. And then we save that. And so when I designed this, I told Claude Fable to just do it with, where I click on an individual item, because this already cuts out a lot of steps for me just by doing this. Ultimately, I think what I'll probably have it do is just automatically grade the items as I get them so that I know, because even this takes time to do. I want to get to the point where I can just confidently look at this, and then we can even build some sort of flagging system for the popularity rolls where I just know what I need to dismantle and I can play the game. That's all I want to do. Like, I want to go play activities, get the weapons and things that I don't have, and get rid of the things that I don't need. And I may never use some of these weapons. I mean, let's be real, there's only a handful of weapons that I do use. But I have been playing this game for 10 years and I am not deleting weapons that I have worked hard to get or spent time grinding for. So, yeah, that's kind of just the whole inspiration behind it. So that's something pretty cool that I've been working on since my last stream, to basically just get everybody caught up on what's been going on. I don't think I've changed anything else here. I did actually add in, when you're in the collections, I did not add it for collections. Maybe it's in patterns and catalysts? Nope. Maybe it's just in exotics? Yeah, okay, so I'll have to change that too. So another note here for the stream that we can work on. I wanted to make it so that when you click on these, you can see, like, because before it was just like this, which we just saw in the other one. It's like, how the heck, the only way you could see what it was, or what you needed to do to get it, is to hover over it for a second, wait for that little pop-up. And I wanted to make it so I click on it, I can see the information, I can see the perks, I can see everything about it, what it does, and then I can also see where I need to get it from. Another thing I know that wasn't working on stream before, or at least in the previous stream, I just rewatched one of my old streams, was the titles. So I did get the titles working, which is pretty cool. See if 81's got any shaders that I don't have. She does not. Yeah, and then the other thing that I did is, since I purchased a public domain for the site, I went ahead and made sure that it was optimized for mobile usage. Um, so as you can see now on a mobile phone, we've got a little bit of a different layout, but fundamentally it's still pretty much the same, which is very nice. This took a little bit of work to get everything set up, but it just shows you one character at a time, the inventory for it, so it's not like information overload. And then you just can switch between. Functionally, this should work. It would have to be on the filter mode to search, across your vault and characters, unless you're specifically on the vault and you're looking for something, and then it would show in the highlight mode. But filter mode is certainly going to be better for mobile, so I might even make some changes to, move this up here next to this and maybe make it like a simple toggle just to not take up so much space. Yeah, just really made sure that everything looked good. There was a lot of just little things I had to tweak in order to get the whole layout and everything looking good. Still some things I'd probably change maybe with this, because I think some of this stuff is cut off. Another thing that I think would be really cool around this report stuff, I'm going to go to this mobile mode here, is I've got it where you can see what you've done when you're signed in. But like I've been in like parties with my friends, and they're like, "Hey, can you look at when I last did this activity?" And I mean, the simplest answer obviously would be to tell them just to go look at it themselves. But what I have done is I just typically go and I look at like King Vic here. He wants to know something. I can just go in here and click on his profile and see the activities that he's done. But unless you know their hashtag name, it doesn't work. So I need to figure out a way to like make that more user friendly, I guess. Because it works perfectly fine if you know exactly their name, but there's not even any way to see this hashtag number in game. So not sure how that one would be achieved. Other than that, I don't think I really have added anything. The only thing else that I added was this privacy page, because this is required by the Bungie API when you're doing public information like this. It shows how the data is used. And I have no problem pulling up the database either, right here live on stream. And you can see the Bungie schema. There's only one schema inside of this Bungie database. I've got feedback, the light GG popularity, then this is weapon notes. We've got the users that have logged in. So it looks like somebody has logged in. That's pretty cool. And then just some login events. Other than that, I don't care to store any data. I'm trying to make a public application that is for the community. And like I said, just a combination of everything. It's been a pretty fun challenge, and I mean, my Claude subscription is still not even barely getting scratched on in terms of like hitting my rate limits, so can definitely keep going. Just gotta come up with ideas. But I guess we can just start working on something. Question is, what exactly do I start with? I guess let's start with this collections thing, because I would like to be able to do that consistently across all. Alright, so we recently added the ability, I think it's in the collections under exotic weapons. When you click on the weapon, you get the moodle for that weapon, even if you don't have it, you know, if it's not been unlocked yet. I would like that same functionality to consist throughout all of the collections. Doesn't matter if it's an exotic. Like if I don't have the weapon, I would like to be able to click on it. Whoops. I would like the same function to persist across all collections. Like if I don't have the weapon, or even if I do, if I click on it, I would like to have the Moodle pop up and be able to see all of the information about that item and where to get it and its perks, whatever. Moodle. So we'll go ahead and I think it's a modal. That's probably why. They added this feedback button. It's crazy how like I added this feedback button right here in game, and then like 2 days later in the Claude update, there's a freaking feedback button in the Claude Code app. I've like run into that so many times where I'll be working on something and developing something with inside of my own personal applications, and within days, very similar functionality exists inside of Claude Code. It's like the code is, or Claude is like learning from its users and taking whatever like it thinks is the best things, and then it implements it into its own application. It's kind of crazy. Like I have seen this time and time again. So while that's working its way over there, let's see if I can't add a text box on screen. Okay. Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll get some people to actually check out the application. I would really like enjoy, because personally, like, I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now and coding and just making applications, and like I've always had this feeling of just not really knowing how to get use out of it in terms of like more than just myself. And like something like this has been like something I was like, dang, this would be really great to have in the hands of other people. So I've shared it with some of my closer friends in previous states, and they used it before I bought the public domain. They haven't used it since. I'll have to send it to them so they can check it out. Or I could just actually tell Claude to point the old domain directly to this. But I don't know, this to me felt like the easiest way that I could at least get exposure and like share my passion with like the community, and something that I've spent years playing. So it's kind of like I get to do all of the things that I love doing: video games, coding, and making things. Like, even though coding and whatever, that's still the same, but alright, so Claude is finished with the prompt over here. It looks at the exotics. TLDR, the middle was wired exactly every time. The dead spot was patterns of cows fixed. I verified statistically, not in running, yeah. That should not even be a question. I don't know why, like, I have put inside of the instruction so many times to just restart and redeploy the application. I know that as a production application, redeploying it is going to bring it down for people when it's, you know, being used by a large audience. But right now I'm the only person using it, and I'm trying to, you know, work on it. So it's like I tell Claude to, you know, I've put it in the system instructions in like multiple instances, like always redeploy the application and commit and push your changes to GitHub, because it's all in a private repo so I can track everything. And it still just doesn't follow instructions. This is not the first time it's told me that, but we'll see. Let's give the page a refresh. We'll go over to collections and see if it's actually working now. So let's go to weapons, primary, auto, rifles, boom, perfect. Duty bound, can't believe I don't have that actually. I feel like I do, which is crazy. Foregone conclusion. Somebody was listening to Jerome Powell when they made that weapon. How do you get this here? Hershey. Trials of Osiris. Distortions. Pantheon. See, I just like want to be able to collect all of these weapons just cause. Why not? Alright, let's try something else. Mods, maybe? It works for that too. Let's try armor. Bright Ingrams in an armor. That's kind of weird. Trials of Osiris. Yep, so that works. Alright, what is next? What should we try to achieve next? At this point, I guess it's just, you know, play the game. Really worked a lot on this. I don't know what else to build. I mean, I've talked about a couple of other things, but looks like my chat is working. Actually had somebody, Relamp Go Black 2. That's a mouthful. Free to play. Can I unlock Magic? Don't know what you mean by that. This app is not a way to unlock things that you don't already have in the game. This is just a way to move items around in game. So, you know, this is a dashboard companion that I built. I mean, I can drag an item from my vault into my character and it appear instantly. But what I can't do is go into my character and dismantle that weapon. Or infuse it with another. But I don't want to go through in-game inventory and spend time doing all that to do this stuff when I can just build a nice dashboard that does it all for me. So I guess I'm gonna go run an activity real quick. We need to use the Quicksilver Storm. Get a couple kills with auto rifles for that, and then we'll use this for the solar kills. Just gonna run a quick activity real quick. Double entendre.
Finch, picking up some dense darkness readings nearby. I'll bet the Scorn are congregating in that old worm breeding ground again.
Oh, yeah, you must be right. You mind taking care of it?
Not at all. Heading in now.
A lot of running and not a lot of killing. What enemies? ability on Runner's Swords right now.
Finch, the scorn have been dealt with for the moment.
Never cease to amaze, you know? Thanks for the hard work.
Well, I'm gonna go get some food, take a break, think of something to do, maybe rewatch the stream to see what I was thinking, kind of while I was explaining what was going on and some of the ideas, and come back with something actionable. But I just wanted to really get a stream out here to get the official D2Companion.app site out there in the world for people to use, and kind of just cover what changed in the previous streams. So with that,